Do you want to learn how to capture and record audio and video in a browser with just HTML and JavaScript? Watch this video to find out how you can do it. Hey, welcome to Coding with Miguel. I'm Miguel. I've been coding for over 25 years and I want to help you level up your coding skills. Make sure you check out realmiguel.com. That is the home where I will have a lot of the information about the videos that I post here. There'll be random blog posts about coding and engineering leadership in general splashed around in there as well. You can also set up a request for a professional mentorship session with me. So make sure you're checking that out. Today, we're going to write code that's going to allow you to record and capture video in a browser. And then you're going to save that video locally to be able to play it back. For this video, we're just going to focus on the recorder that we're going to code and producing the video file that we can download. The real world scenarios for this type of functionality are endless. What actually made me think about this recently was because I was using a website that allowed me to watch a video and then record a video response to a question that was posed to me. It started getting my gears turning on the applications where this functionality could be used. So I decided to put together a small proof of concept, and now I want to share it with you today. This is a very bare bones version of the functionality. There's much more that we can and will add to this. We're going to get there. Once the video gets recorded, you can save that video to a server to be able to use it later. There's so many useful applications for this, but you have to start somewhere. And today we're focusing on the basic HTML and JavaScript. And to be honest, it's mostly JavaScript that we're going to be looking at as well. So first, let's run through what the application looks like, and then we're going to review the code behind it. Check out the notes below and you can download the source code. It's all up in GitHub, so you can clone the repo or download a zip file and then just use it. All right, so here we have this super snazzy UI, right? It's like the hottest trend out there. But basically, like I said, this is a small proof of concept I put together. I really didn't spend a ton of time on the CSS. Looks good enough for what we want to do here. In total, there's going to be 3 buttons that we're going to have. There's going to be a video element. There's going to be an anchor tag to download the video. So basically, we're going to hit this start camera button, and then it's going to ask us, or my browser, in this case Chrome, is going to ask us for permissions to be able to access the audio and video. So that's what it's doing right here. We're going to allow it to give access to that. And then you're going to see the video element. You can start recording, you can stop recording, you can download the video. And apologies for all the echoing in there. So now let's take a peek at the code that's behind this. And this is the whole code in general. Well, there is an external style sheet in here where it has some stylings, but that even barely has any code behind it. This is basic boilerplate stuff that's going on in here. Our actual HTML, this is the guts of it. We have our start camera button, which is what you first saw when the video loaded. Then eventually you saw your HTML video object. We have a couple other buttons that you saw along the way. One was to start recording, one's to stop recording. And then we have our anchor tag that's going to let the user download the video. And then we have our JavaScript. Like I said, this is really the meat of the code that's going on in here. So let's take a peek at that. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to set up some variables to handle these long form dot notations for these HTML elements. So we're going to be able to reference these objects later with these shortened variables instead of these long names. Then we're going to just set some defaults in here. So we're going to have this array called blobs recorded. Everything else we're just setting to null. Then we're going to set up a few event listeners along the way. And in this case, we have the camera button. We're going to set up a click event listener on that. When somebody clicks that button, this code's going to trigger. So we're going to set up a simple try catch. And we're going to use the get media user object in JavaScript, we're going to ask for permission for the video and audio. So that was the whole permission aspect in there. And then we're going to basically set up a promise and wait for the user to give access to that. Just to be safe, we're going to catch the error, and if something was to go wrong, the user would get a JavaScript alert with the message from the error. Then we're going to basically handle some of our display properties in here. Our HTML video source will change to the camera stream that we just set up there. We are going to hide that first button, and then we're going to display the video element. We're going to display the start recording link in there as well. Then when somebody clicks the start recording button, we have another click event in here, and then we're going to set up a variable to the media recorder JavaScript object, passing in that camera stream again. We're going to get right back into this data available listener in a second. We're going to set up an event listener for the stop button on for the stop event on the media recorder. And basically, once we stop recording, we're going to generate the URL of where the video is at, and we're going to change the href of the anchor tag to be that URL. We're going to hide the stop button, and then we're going to display the download link, which now has that new href attribute in there. This start for the media recorder object is passing in this 1000, which is 1000 milliseconds or a second. What this data available actually does is every time there's data available, which as we see here is every second, we are going to push that fragment of data into the blobs recorded array. So basically every second we're going to be putting everything back together and putting it into this blobs recorded object. And then we're going to hide the start button, show the stop button. And there's also a click event listener set up for the stop button. And all we're going to do is just stop the media recorder object in there. So all in all, with proper spacing, you got 71 lines of code in here, not a ton of code. Like I said, there's a few extra lines in the CSS. Somebody's going to want to go and actually make the buttons look a little more proper and make things look nice and pretty. So that's really it. And like I said at the beginning of the video, you can imagine the applications you could use. I guess application-wise, you could actually even use this for, say, video interviews. So an interviewer could set up some boilerplate questions that's able to send off to an interview candidate who can then offer a video response back in there. It's actually a very nice asynchronous application to be able to use this for when somebody's searching for a job. It's a lot more personal than just filling out some random application that's out there. So I could see that being a really nice use for this functionality. But really, that's it. So make sure you're checking out the website at realmiguel.com. Like I said, you could set up a professional mentorship session with me if you want to learn more about coding, engineering leadership, career guidance, and things of that nature. 25 years of experience I've had on data and software sides. So I've been around the block once or twice and would definitely love to help you level up your coding skills. So until the next time, just keep it real.